Синие горы Кавказа, приветствую вас. Вы взлелеяли детство мое. These words belong to the famous Russian poet Michael Lermontov. The history of Pyatigorsk is connected with the life of the great Russian poet who wrote his best novels and poems here and who met his fate. This is Basil Koth and my program Russia from the Inside. And today we talk about Michael Lermontov. Michael Lermontov, one of the leading Russian poets, was born in 1814 in Moscow. He had visited Caucasus for 4 times, twice as a child in 1820 and 1825, and then in 1837 and 1840 as a soldier of Russian Dragoon Regiment. Caucasus was a place which inspired him to write his best works. To find inspiration, he used to spend time in the places like this one, which is known today as Lermontov's grotto. This grotto was a favorite place of Lermontov. He liked to walk here and to observe the view of the Caucasus Mountains and the city. He spent a lot of time here writing his poems and his novel A Hero of Our Time. The place is also familiar for many Soviet people who watched the old Russian comedy The 12 Chairs by Leonid Gaiday.
Так называемый провал считался достопримечательностью Пятигорска. Это, кажется, было единственное место, куда отдыхающие могли попасть бесплатно. Остап решил исправить такое досадное упущение.
Граждане, приобретайте билеты на вход в провал. Вход 10 копеек, детям 5 копеек. Приобретайте билеты. Детям 5 копеек, членам профсоюза 10 копеек, не членам... В очередь станьте. Не членам профсоюза 30 копеек.
Почем билеты?
Членам профсоюза 10 копеек. Но так как представители милиции могут быть приравнены к детям, то с вас по 5 копеек.
Дайте нам 10 билетов.
The original Proval had no connection to the grotto, but it was unavailable during the film shooting, so the grotto played the role of another Pyatigorsk site. To see what Lermontov's life was like in Pyatigorsk, we're heading to his estate, which he rented with his friend Alexei Stolypin from Russian Major Vasily Chelaev. We're inside the Lermontov's museum courtyard, and except for the electricity and Wi-Fi, everything is tried to be preserved as it was when Lermontov lived here. The museum includes the block with an area of about 10,000 square meters. The area is occupied by the houses and constructions of the 19th century, which were preserved or reconstructed, from houses of General Chelaev and noble family of Brazilian to stables and old wooden barrels. If it's not for the small details, the feeling is like the time has stopped here. I'm standing near the house of Lermontov itself, and we'll get there as soon as possible. Lermontov owned only 2 rooms, while the other 2 were owned by his relative and friend Alexei Stolypin. Unfortunately, his bedroom wasn't saved, and it was decided to turn it into a copy of his cabinet in St. Petersburg, with the pieces of furniture from there. And so, this little house became Lermontov's last home. Diana's Grotto was one of the party places in Pyatigorsk, and here Lermontov spent one of his last nights. Here, a week before his death, Michael Lermontov organized a solemn ball for the nobility. 5 days later, he was challenged to a duel by his friend, Nikolai Martynov, who murdered him in a duel. Lermontov liked to tease his friend mercilessly, until the latter couldn't stand it anymore. It happened here, in the house of Verzilin, which now is the part of the museum, possessing a great number of things from those old times.
Берегитесь, вот приближается свирепый горец. Сколько раз я просил вас оставить ваши шутки при дамах. Лермонтов. Сколько раз я просил вас оставить ваши шутки при дамах? Полно, Николай. Что ж, на дуэль, что ли, вызовешь меня за это? Да.
We're now heading to the northwest foothill of Mount Mashuk, where, according to the official history, the duel between Martynov and Lermontov took place. Though nobody knows where the real duel took place, it doesn't change the fact that on the 27th of July 1841, Russia lost one of the greatest poets. While, according to witnesses, Lermontov shot at the air, Nikolai Martynov shot at Lermontov's chest and murdered him. Before we finish, we need to visit the last place, the old Pyatigorsk necropolis, where the first burial place of Michael Lermontov is located. He was buried here only for 6 months. Then Russian Emperor led Lermontov's grandmother to rebury him in Torhany, near the family estate. Though Lermontov had a complicated character, he touched the lives of many people. Thousands of them came to his funeral in Pyatigorsk. The poet died in his prime. He was only 26 years old.